Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Ba'ashem Barakah Kodash Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutations to you Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Raya with another video, and I'm going to start it off with Revelation chapter 19 verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy, and prophecy is the main thing that the men of the Lord, the prophets of the Most High, deal with, telling the people in this world what's to come, as stated in these scriptures, such as a nuclear-armed World War III, a state of martial law, uprisings of people all around the planet, race wars, civil wars, earthquakes in diverse places, pestilences such as man-made as well as natural biological diseases which are going to kill people off in mass numbers, the mandatory implementation of the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip implant, as well as the fact that the elites among you heathens, such as the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Gettys, the DuPonts, these various prime ministers and presidents, these Saudi royals, are going to be the first fruits of slavery in the kingdom. And this is what I'll be dealing with in this particular video. I'll be profiling an article on express.co.uk titled World War III Preparation, where billionaires are building underground bunkers for nuclear doomsday. World War III is on the minds of the super rich, who are snapping up secret underground bunkers in preparation for a nuclear war, but it's all futile. All these places where you elites are going to hide are just going to protect you from this coming nuclear destruction, just so, again, you can be the first fruits of slavery in the kingdom. This is Amos chapter 9. I'm going to read verse 1 through 3. And I saw Yahweh standing upon the altar, and he said, Smite the lintel of the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them, and I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, these underground bunkers, because hell, as well as Hades, is synonymous with the grave in the scriptures, and where graves underground, it's not speaking of people digging into another dimension where a man with horns and a pitchfork is burning people up in fire. That's just Roman Catholic fairy tales. Then shalt mine hand take them, though they climb up to heaven, low orbit space stations where some elites will hide to save themselves from this coming destruction. Thence will I bring them down by the hand of the 144,000, those Israelites that get those new bodies and spiritual powers. Wherever you elites go to hide, there will be to come and find you. We're going to go to these underground bunkers, go to these low orbit space stations, as well as go under the sea to your luxury submarines, as well as your underground sea bases to find you. As it says in verse 3, and though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, those undersea bases and those luxury submarines, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. So not only are the 144,000 going to get you elites underwater, but Leviathan's going to take part in coming to find you as well. World War III is the label slapped on a hypothetical sudden escalation of worldwide tensions leading to a full-scale military conflict that would surpass the events of World War I and World War II, which it will, and World War I, II, and III were also stated to happen in the scriptures. This is Revelation chapter 9, verse 12. One woe or destruction is past, World War I, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter, World War II, which is past, and this upcoming World War III. The spirit of Yahushai is prophecy. The term has been loosely thrown around since as early as 1941, with Cold War uncertainty and the War on Terror arguably being the closest the world has come to all-out conflict. However, The situation is far more sobering than the conflicts of the past, with global superpowers, including but not limited to Russia, the US, the UK, France, India, Israel, and China, all boasting an arsenal that includes nuclear weapons, and all these nuclear weapons will be used. Russia and China are going to shoot their nuclear missiles onto the US. The US is going to shoot their nuclear missiles onto Russia and China. And the UK, France, and other allies of the US are going to turn against it and ally themselves with Russia to shoot their missiles onto the US. 200 million nuclear missiles are going to hit the United States of America, which is biblically known as Babylon the Great, and it's going to turn it into the biblical lake of fire from sea to shining sea. The magnitude of this threat does not need to be repeated to the global elite, who are already mapping out their survival plans in the event of nuclear war. 7 tech billionaires from Silicon Valley have snapped up in real estate in New Zealand in case they need to flee California. These homes, built from scratch, include secret 150-ton nuclear bunkers 13 feet below the ground, though they dig into hell. Made by Texas-based bunker manufacturer Rising S Company, this location is apparently the ideal spot to ride out the apocalypse. We got an image of them constructing it right here. Rising S Company are building bunkers in New Zealand. Gary Lynch, the company's general manager, said last year, "New Zealand is an enemy of no one. It's not a nuclear target, and it's not a target for war." That's just what these heathens are saying. It's up to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai whether or not a stray missile is going to hit New Zealand. It's a place where people seek refuge. Their top of the range bunker, the Aristocrat, and the Aristocrat are elites of a society, costs $8.9 million, excluding the installation fee. It has a capacity for more than 50 people in varying degrees of luxury and features bulletproof doors, a solar-generated charging system, a swimming pool, bowling lane, and gun range, amongst other luxuries. The former New Zealand Prime Minister has noticed the uptick in interest from wealthy Americans in his country as an escape plan. Salakia. John Key, who held office until 2016, said, "I've had a lot of people say to me that they would like to own a property in New Zealand if the world goes to hell in a handbasket, which it will very shortly." A total of 17 American citizens took advantage of the New Zealand Investor Plus visa, which requires an $8 million investment over 38 months last year. It is believed that the rush of investment from billionaires fearing the worst could have been one of the motivating factors behind a new law banning many foreigners from buying homes. PayPal co-founder and Facebook billionaire Peter Thiel is among those to have bought a property in New Zealand in the past few years. The company shipped their bunkers worldwide. The inside of one of the bunkers. The bunkers come with everything needed to survive. There are a number of options available, though the only option for you elites is slavery. Mr. Thiel built a $3.7 million home in Queenstown, complete with a panic room, but remains adamant that there is no doomsday bunker. However, his friend and fellow entrepreneur Sam Altman said last year that he has plans to catch a flight out there if a pandemic ever hits. LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman told The New Yorker last year that saying you're buying a house in New Zealand is kind of a wink-wink, say no more. Other wealthy U.S. entrepreneurs who have bought properties in the country include filmmaker James Cameron and billionaire hedge fund manager Julian Robinson. That's it with this article. Let's get back to these precepts. This is Psalm chapter 149. I'm going to start at verse 1. Praise ye Yahweh, sing unto Yahweh a new song, and his praise in the congregation of the saints. which are the Israelites and only the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the confusion of face Israelites who will come looking as these other nations out here. Verse 2, let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people, and his people only. He will beautify the meek with salvation. First and foremost, the 144,000 and righteous 1/3 who have humbly returned unto their power and are doing their best to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments to make their calling and election sure, to be saved from this coming destruction and to be the first fruits in the kingdom. And though you 2/3 are going to die a grievous death on this side, you're going to be reborn righteous in the kingdom and take part in putting that work to these heathens during that first 1,000 years of their hardcore bondage and slavery. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen. You Edomites, or so-called Caucasians, you Moabites, or so-called Chinese, you Ishmaelites, or so-called Arabs, you Africans, or your so-called Africans who are Hamites, you Ammonites who are so-called Japanese, you Elamites who are so-called East Indians, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. Though they dig into hell, thence will I get them. Though they go into heaven, thence shall they take them. And though they go under the sea, though the serpent shall bite them, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh, the judgment written, that you elites will be the first fruits of slavery in the kingdom. And you're going to go way down to the bottom. You're the head now, but in the kingdom you're going to be the tail, just as the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are at the bottom of society right now, getting by on scraps. This is Isaiah 49:23. And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. That's as low as anybody can possibly go. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.